We're back for the start of a new season, 2026, on this static caravan holiday park. And we've just spent this first winter in this new caravan that we bought only last August. And we bought this one for a reason. It had something that the previous one didn't. But did it make any difference? And is there anything that I'm thinking about changing inside this caravan this year? And that's what we're going to look into in this video. So the weather is getting much better. People are now starting to reappear after the winter breaks. So let's step in the van and we'll go over something that we changed last year and how that worked out for us, and more importantly, what I feel we need to improve on this year. It definitely wasn't as bad a winter as I thought it might be. But being in a static caravan, it can still get quite cold. And the reason we bought this particular van last year in August is because the one we was in the year before had no central heating. So when this came up for sale with full central heating and better installation on the walls as well, I thought it'd be a good idea to upgrade. Because in the original caravan that we had, we did get quite cold. But if you remember going back, we did fit it out with brand new panel heaters, and they did make a difference. And they wasn't that expensive either. But we felt that since an opportunity had come up to buy what was also a newer caravan with upgrades, it was worth investing, and then see how that worked out for us over the winter that's just gone. So if you recall from last year's videos, we did change something in this room, and that was the fact that we wanted to partition the living area off from the kitchen. So we did that. It only cost a couple of £100 to do. But did it make a difference? I'll just remind you of what we did. So if you recall, this is the job that we had done. We had these two doors fitted in that area that leads off to the kitchen. And we also had it done so that we could open both doors. We just had this latch fitted, which you just pop up, and then can still open both doors, just in case you want to move out a large piece of furniture or move something else in. So that's why we did that. It just makes everything that a little bit more cosy. So as you can see, that was a really good upgrade that we did to this van straight away. But did it make that much difference? And the answer to that question is definitely. This room stayed warmer for longer, and the heating wasn't going on and off as often as it was before we had those doors fitted, because you're trying to eat a much larger area, and of course that kitchen also leads to the door out of the van, so there's plenty of places to get drafts coming from. So that's why we decided to get that job done in first place. And this room all the way through winter was nice and warm, and that heating didn't go on and off half as much. So we also saved a little bit of money on gas. So basically those doors over one winter have already paid for themselves. But I did mention, is there anything else during winter that we considered we might have to change? And there definitely was. In the main bedroom of this static caravan, we've got an ensuite, and that is the only room in this van that doesn't have a radiator. And it's also got a vent in the floor. So you can imagine that during the coldest part of winter, when you went into that ensuite, it was far from comfortable. So what we've decided to do is have another radiator fitted in there, and we'll also put in another radiator in that kitchen as well. It has got one fitted already, but it is quite small. So we know a guy who's very reasonable to do all the plumbing work, and we've got him booked in for next week to sort those jobs out for us. Once again, it's not going to cost a lot of money, but when we get back round to winter again, I know it's definitely going to make all the difference. And they're the things that we like to consider during the warmer times of year when we're in this caravan. What can we do to make it as comfortable as possible? Those doors made a massive difference, and I know for a fact that once we get these extra radiators put in, that's also going to be well worth doing. So in the kitchen area, that's the radiator that we've got, and you can see it is quite a small one, and this is not exactly a small kitchen. We've got all this area that you'll have seen before, and then over that side we've got a table and chairs, which at the moment I'm trying to grow some early plants on. But what we're going to do is we're going to have another radiator fitted just there. So there's one either side of this kitchen. And since it's going to be completely cut off from that living room and the hallway, I think that extra small radiator is going to make all the difference again when we get back round to those colder days. I think that's another job that's definitely worth getting sorted out. And we've already booked in the plumber to start that work next week. But one thing that's a fact is that in this van, during winter, I never got cold feet. In the previous van, they were always cold, so we did put lots of rugs on the floor to combat that. So, does it really need that extra underfloor insulation? It's going to cost £500 or £600 to have that done. But we've just gone through autumn and winter and not really had any concerns, apart from the fact that we want that ensuite to be warm during winter, and we're going to have that extra radiator fitted as well. And I think as far as heating a van through winter goes, that will be pretty much all we need. Because we've got the usual things that people have when they stay in caravans during winter, one of them being an electric blanket. I don't think you'd last too long if you didn't have one of those. It gets really cold at night, and you don't want to have your central heating on, heating every room in your caravan day and night, because that's going to cost a bit of money. But we have also got that electric fire as well. So if needs be, we can give this room a little bit of a boost on the colder days while this room heats up from the central heating. We are also going to get that decking sorted out this year. I did mention it last year, and we looked at one or two that were up for sale, and they weren't quite what we were looking for. We want one that goes the full length of this van, and we was also going to have it going around the sides of the van, so a pretty big decking. But I don't think we're going to do that now. I think what we'll do is we'll just have it all the way across the front of the van and have it as wide as possible as well. We have also had a couple more vans come on site that me and Ginny's in process are getting ready for this new season. One of them is just outside and we've just got some decking for that, but as yet it's not actually been fitted. So I'll give you a quick look at that van and the decking that we just got for it. And then we'll have a look outside this van and I'll show you why I've decided not to have the decking go all the way around this van. So that's a new van that we've just had put on, and I don't mean brand new, you can see that it is a second-hand one. And then we got that decking for it as well. But as yet, that decking has not been fixed at the side of that van, so we're just in process of getting that sorted out. And then it's going to need a good clean as well. And you can pick up second-hand decking at reasonable prices as well. But still a little bit of work to do to this van before it's ready. And that's the front part with this container garden that we're just in process of setting back up so we can save a little bit of money on shopping. But you can see it's a really good length fan, this. But just over that side, where I was considering putting some more decking, we've got that little metal shed there, and that's what houses the gas bottles. So that would have to be moved if I decided to put decking at this side. But we have got this area just here that's all grassed, so we can put a table and chairs on there anyway. And at this side of the van, I was considering putting the decking down the side of there as well. So covering this entire van, apart from the back end. But that ground, as you can see, runs away quite a lot. So that would take quite a bit of work to bring that back to a level. But I do think, considering the length of this van, if we just had decking at front, we can have it 4 slabs wide right up to where that grass is, and that would be a massive piece of decking. So I think I might just stick to that. And where this van's sited, we do get some amazing views over those fields. So as you saw, another van on site, but also outside this van, as I was saying, it's going to take quite a lot of work to level that side off, and obviously that's going to be expensive as well. So considering the amount of room we've got at the front of this van, I think just a full length decking will be plenty. If you noticed on that video, when I was walking around, the camera was probably bouncing a little bit, which did irritate a few people last year, and I perfectly understand why as well, especially when we was walking around Skegness. But I've just bought one of these, and I know it looks a bit of a contraption, but that is what it is. Osmo Mobile SE. And when I can figure out how to work it, I think it'll come in quite handy. It's basically a mobile phone stabiliser. So you can put your phone in, and when I do figure out how to work it, you can set the phone how you want it. But as you're walking and it's bouncing around, this will automatically stabilise your phone for you and take the shake out of that video. So no matter where you move your arm to, that phone stays where it is. Then you can get these from Argos and they're £50. So if you're doing a bit of walking around and filming, I think it's a useful tool to have. We've also got a little joystick on it just there, so you can tilt it to whatever angle you want. At the moment, I haven't actually really tested it out, but I'm sure it's going to make much better quality videos as we go through this new season. So there you go, that's an update on this new static caravan and what it was like going through winter, with the advantage of having central heating and that partition that we had fixed. We're going to have those radiators fitted, and then we're going to move on to getting the decking outside sorted out as well. And I think once we've got all that done, it's going to be an amazing plot for us to spend as summer evenings. And talking about the views over that field, I looked out the window a couple of days ago and there were 6 muntjacs, which are very small deers, and they was all running across that field, and that was pretty amazing to see. And that's the advantage of being in a holiday park in the countryside. You see lots and lots of amazing things, much better than a commercial site in the middle of a town. But just before I go, I did go to collect some gas a few days ago, and I saw this as well. Not very often you see a bird that doesn't try and fly away when you walk towards it. Actually running to me. That's a beautiful bird, isn't it? I ain't got no for you. Let's see if it follows me. I wonder if it's hungry or something. Well, it's having a go at it. That seems to be going down well. Right, I'm going to leave it be now. Hopefully it'll be alright. So there you go. I never realised that pheasants were so tame. It's really nice to see things like that when you're in countryside. So we're going to move forward with the plans for this season, and we'll keep you updated on anything else that we decide to change. And anything that we do change, I'll also make a video and say whether that was worth doing or not. So thank you very much for coming back to this channel for the start of the 2026 holiday season. And if you want to see what else we do to this van and what changes on this park as well, then please hit that subscribe button, press that notifications bell, and I'll see you on the next update. Take care.